Hello, and welcome back to Cars of Glasgow. I'm Thomas, and today you join me with the 2024 Tesla Model Y dual motor finished in this new Quicksilver paint. In this video, I'm going to give you a tour of the car and just show you what it's like inside and talk about some of the specs. I have driven the Tesla Model Y before, so make sure you check out that video if you're interested in more of a driving style. I did take that car to Manchester and back. So, Tesla Model Y, let's get the first fact out of the way in terms of it was the first global sales EV topper, and that happened in 2023, which is a magnificent feat. And that probably tells you also if you're interested in buying a Model Y over, just the kind of general populace buying it, go ahead, it's the global sales topper. But if you're looking for a little bit more information on it, then stay tuned. So the Model Y offers a combination of utility and sport. As you can see by the appearance, it's a little bit taller and chunkier than the Model 3. The front end design prioritises range and efficiency through its sleek front end, and that's helped with this drag coefficient of 0.23. All cars come with fantastic range. The rear-wheel drive option offers 283 miles of range, the long range offers 351 miles of claimed range, and the performance model offers 319 miles of range. Now, charging is going to vary all over. However, if you can manage to find a 250 kilowatt charger, then you can reach 150 miles in 15 minutes. Up front, we've got a decent size fruit or frunk, as you want to call it. And as you can see, it's all lined with this washable, wipeable plastic, so you can put dog leashes in, charging cables, whatever you want it to be. It can be separated from the rest of the stuff in the rear boot. This particular one is riding on the 19-inch alloy wheels, which you can see they've got these covers on, which are two-tone grey and silver. And the amount of cameras on the exterior of the Model Y is similar to what we've seen on the Model 3. We do have cameras on the sides here, and then we've got cameras up here as well that help with your blind spot. Flush door handles to help again with the aerodynamics. Move our way around to the rear of the car. And we've got a huge boot with over 800 litres of boot space. You can fold this up like so, and it's a bit harder there with one hand, but as you can see, you've got a nice squared off area, and there's plenty of room back here. And unlike what we've seen in the Tesla Model 3 Highland, we do have split tail lights, so it does get lifted up. So as you can see, the little lights on here. You may change that for the facelift. You can drop down the seats at a touch of a button here, like so, and you get a huge cavernous space. And as you can see, this space is huge and cavernous with the partial shelf down, the seats down. Easily get bikes in there or anything for your lifestyle, surfboards, whatever it may be. We do have a little bit of storage at each side, as you can see, with some cables in here, and there's a big bit of storage down there as well. And with the parcel shelf in place, that's how it kind of looks to hide maybe your luggage or whatever it may be. We do have an electric tailgate, touch of a button, and that's going to come down like so. The rear end just kind of looks like a taller Model 3 is what you'd expect, with these handsome styled tail lights. I like the fact that the tail lights integrate into the charge port like so, and this uses a CCS charger like so for your supercharger as well. You may notice that we don't have any parking sensors in the traditional sense. That's because the car uses a special clever technology using the cameras, and it kind of gives you a heat map instead of using the ultrasonic ping 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 that you may have seen on bumpers and experience in other cars. So as you can see, in the back of the Model Y is where things are very spacious, and you get the benefit of that EV packaging, completely flat floor, enough room for even a third person to sit in the middle there. So let me just jump in. So I'm 5'11" and I've got wee map pockets here, enough knee room to sit behind myself. But the best bit about the Model Y is here. You sit in the middle and you've got all this space because it's flat, so you can completely get feet across. You can even put your feet forward if you want. It's going to be ideal for trips, and you've got a good view out the front. I think this is really cleverly packaged, and I'll flip the camera around so you can see my headroom. So this is the headroom in the back of the Model Y. I'm sitting in the middle, which typically is the least kind of comfortable seat in most cars, and it's perched up a little bit in comparison to the side, but you can still see I'm not even anywhere near touching the glass roof. Plenty of shoulder room. And if I jump across to behind myself like so, you've got enough shoulder room, enough for easily 2 adults. Put some baby seats back here. It's going to be very child friendly, adult friendly. Good greenhouse with the view, and the big sunroof or the glass roof is helping with the light into the cabin. And unlike what we've seen in the Model 3, we don't have that bar going across, so we do have a very large, expansive panoramic glass roof. There is no shade across, so anybody asking, there is no like way to darken this glass if it touches a button. Maybe you've seen like the Lexus RZ, or there's no like manual shade or automatic roller shade to cover it, so you're like this with the solid glass, similar to what we've seen in the Polestar 2, just this one is a very expansive piece of glass. We do have a little armrest back here. It does have 2 cup holders built into it. I said there's lined with the same black leather that the rest of the interior is. Nothing too fancy, but we do at least have cup holders there, so you're going to be able to get yourself a juice, and then your child seat anchor points are just down here, indicated by those little buttons. They're nice and easy to figure out. And the door quality is pretty much echoing the same up the front. We've got a little bit of this kind of suede fibre material, and then you've got this plastic up here and your release for the door, and it is lined with the fuzzy stuff and a little bit of plastic inside. We'll go ahead and jump inside the front. We're greeted with a little bit of trim wood. The door cards have got kind of suede fibre material here, a little bit of rubberized plastic here, soft touch, and then this wood effect here with a little bit of silver trim. And then we've also got electric door release, and this is also padded where your hand's going to be. It is all lined with this carpet material inside the door bin, so nothing's going to rattle around, which is nice and make a horrible noise on a road trip. But the main thing you're going to notice in the Tesla is the minimalist interior, and everything's controlled through the big screen. Again, echoing what we've seen in the Tesla Model 3. In the Model Y, we currently do have stocks, so if you want to put in drive or reverse, like so, you just put a touch of the button, pull the stock up and down, easy to operate, and same for your indicators. You can do things like this, like so. Now I won't go through all the features of the screen here because I went through quite a lot in the Model 3 video, but you can control things like your boot, your bonnet, your charge port at a touch of a button, like so. You can see it popping up there. You can even close it again. So it's all quite handy. Everything at a touch of a button is quite fast and responsive. And I've pushed home here just to get me back to the charging station because we're at the Tesla remote serve and this car's set up, so you just hit home and it'll take you back to where we're going. But the main highlights of this is you can touch this button down here. You can control things like your AC. You can put heated things on, you can turn your heated steering wheel on. This car doesn't have cooled seats yet, but it does have heated seats in 3 row, and then you can do, my favourite thing is you can control where you want the air to be, which is nice and clever. Of course, you can hit things like the cameras to see your parking cameras while you're around, and then there's even things you can do, your Bluetooth to connect things up if you want the music on. But yeah, for copyright reasons we'll have no audio today, and this car being a test drive car does have a little bit for the owner's guides and that to get in for new drivers. But the main takeaway is I'm very impressed by the software and technology, and it does a lot more than probably I would utilise and cover in this video, so I did go into a little bit more detail in the Model 3, so go ahead check it out. But if I go here, one thing I'll show you is if you went to CarsofGlasgow video with it, a glove box reveal, touch that button. It is softly damped and lined with the fuzzy stuff and has little shelves, and it's pretty big, so that's quite good. And it's so discreet you wouldn't really notice it's there without pushing that glove box button there. Just below the screen we do have 2 wireless phone chargers. They are kind of a suede felt material. You can just put your phones on there and they won't rattle and make a noise, and they'll charge. They do have a big storage bin in here with rubber stuff at the bottom, and it is lined with the fuzzy stuff inside, again to help reduce things making a noise or scratching around. And we do have the soft close action. We do have 2 cup holders in here, and if I flip this round we do have another storage bin that goes underneath, lined with the fuzzy stuff, so there's definitely a lot of room in here to hold your belongings in everyday life, which is going to be great because you know how busy life can get. And I'll quickly touch on these 2 buttons here in the steering wheel. They do various things depending on what menu are on the screen. So for example, if I hit the steering wheel button, it all of a sudden becomes a way to change the reach and rake on the steering wheel. But equally, if I want to change the mirrors, then I can touch that and that's going to change those mirrors there. So there are multifunctional little buttons here, but I won't go through all the features today, but just know they do more than one thing. Now, it's also worth noting that the Tesla Model Y has a 5-star Euro NCAP rating. And that concludes my tour and look of the Tesla Model Y, the 2024 model. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for Tesla UK for being